trading and education go hand in hand. You cannot have a good trading firm without coupling it with good education. Hub is an umbrella organization that brings some of the biggest market leaders within itself. We have a constant system in there that we identify what are the avenues that people are requiring education, and we teach those kinds of topics. So a lot of influencers talk on that. We do around 14 live shows every week, and our content is syndicated to hundreds of millions of traders. And we took up an element of responsibility. We not only train people on the techniques, but also we educate them about the risks of doing that. It has helped us becoming a responsible player in this market. And we have partnered with Cboe, MIAX, and Nasdaq, and all these companies to generate a lot of education. I launched Tradier Education. Everybody who has an account at Tradier gets eligible for free classes. And we put in the money and the infrastructure to educate them.
What strategic decisions allowed Tradier to scale successfully?
At Tradier, we are a completely technology-based company. So we had invested a lot in the foundational infrastructure. Very early in the process, one thing we realized is that automation is an important theme in the market. A lot of traders are coming during the pandemic, and they are graduating to doing more advanced trading, and they all rely upon automation. So we had built specific technologies for traders to automate their tools, whether it's Discord groups or APIs. And so we enabled that the way by which anybody can. We are very popular in this brokerage industry for trade automation. Since we build the infrastructure purely to do trade automation, in spite of processing billions of shares a month, we don't see any infrastructure limitations. And the cloud infrastructures and AI have all put fuel on the fire. So we do a lot of volume. Particularly, our traders are advanced traders. A typical account at Tradier does 208 times trades every month, which is very high compared to any other brokerage firm that you see in the market. They trade on Python, they trade on tools, they trade on RL and all these quant languages, and we do a lot of volume related to that.
Okay. How do you determine whether your media presence drives informed trading rather than just engagement?
They require specific set of education given to them in small tidbits of information. So I have customized the entire trading education. We produce long form videos, we create them to short form and syndicate that. And we have combined education along with our trading, a couple education along with trading. So at every point of time, they are educated as what they are doing. We have partnered with so many of the market leaders and influencers and leaders like that who train on our behalf. We produce live shows every week. Immediately, 5 minutes after the show is syndicated, our editors edit those videos into smaller short form videos and syndicate them.
What gap in the options ecosystem are you filling with your conference?
As we have grown our education umbrella, we have found that it is becoming more and more involved. We found it necessary to have a physical interaction with our best traders. Automation is a big theme, and automation requires specific tools and education. So we felt the need for us to educate them real time on it. So the conference is focused purely on automation and some of the way people can automate their trades. So we educate them on strategies, risks, and also the techniques of automating those trades. We have got some advanced courses where we teach people on how to build on an API, and we conduct hackathons and those kind of events, encouraging people to learn how to trade.
How have rising volumes and sophisticated trading strategies influenced your ecosystem?
One of the market forces is during the pandemic, hundreds and tens of millions of traders jumped into the field. And once they've jumped into it using these commonplace applications, once they decide to stay in the market, these tools are not sufficient for them. They hit limitations in what they can do. And Tradier has fit into that gap nicely, where we provide the advanced tool for the graduating trader. And we have implemented specific functions. For example, we have seen the growth in AI. So we built an MCP server just to help. The key for success is building up technology, and our volumes have exploded. When we started a couple of years ago, we were doing a few million contracts. We do tens of millions of contracts per month.
How do you balance working with third-party influencers while preventing risky client behavior?
We have a compliance program, a very rigid compliance program. And all content produced by us and by our partnership with the partners is monitored continuously for making unsubstantiated claims. We have over over 400 partners and hundreds of influencers. So the influencer participates in our program. We curate the content along with him, and we produce it, and it passes through compliance. So everything is done in a proper way. We are constantly trying to coach the influencers to put disclaimers and be measured in what they're trying to say.
What are the next key areas of growth for Tradier?
So we have expanded into multiple asset classes. We have launched futures recently. Though it is budding at this stage, I expect particularly futures to take off in a big way. Particularly options on futures is going to be a critical part of it. And we apply the same old themes. So we bring in the concept of automation and tools and all this, and continuously encourage us and our partners to build tools, and we focus a lot of it. I see a lot of growth in the futures market, and Tradier is also launching Tradier advisors. So a lot of people park a lot of cash within the brokerage firm. They tend to take cash out when they're not trading. The way to park their cash and it be productive for them, we are launching Tradier advisors. We are just getting into prediction markets and all these tools, but I'm not really sure what the growth of that sector is, though at this time it looks very hype. See a lot of growth coming from AIs. So a lot of people, for 4 or 5 years ago, you had to build an algorithm, you had to build a strategy, you had to program it yourself. It required you to have technical skills. With the influx of AI, you can just talk to the screen and build up automation. So we see a lot of trading coming through AI bots and ecosystems. So I see a huge growth in that area.